So many wonderful causes being raised money for out there, and a few of those runners will be doing just that for the Kiyan Prince Foundation. In May 2006, 15-year-old Kiyan was fatally stabbed outside the London Academy School. 15-year-old Kiyan was more than just a promising athlete. He was signed to Queen's Park Rangers, and so many in the game thought he had a glittering and spectacular future ahead of him. Well, 15 years on, his father, Mark, a world champion boxer himself in his time, set up a foundation in his name, determined to end violent crime.
He was the cutest little boy. The cutest little boy. He was so full of life. He was a very, very fun, loving young man.
He was a kid with lots of promise, first and foremost as a footballer, but I think more importantly, they loved him as a human being. His potential was very high. There was lots of talk about him, and you know, I look at someone like Raheem Sterling, Kiyan, perhaps not in the same mould as Raheem, but people had extremely high hopes for him as a young talented footballer.
I knew that life was hard, but I had no idea of how painful it could become. The light switches off in your world, and at that moment, time stands still. All you can hear is screams from Tracy Kiyan's mum, screams from family members, and that voice just letting you know that your son's dead. I had to overcome all this anger that consumes you daily, and I had to step up. I said to Tracy, I feel that we can create an organisation that can help kids, just being a dad to other children. I felt that I needed this, and I needed to get going now. So I began the Kiyan Prince Foundation. It was simple. Help young people change their lives.
What his dad's doing takes so much resolve to get up and say, right, my son's not going to die in vain. I'm going to try and push people out there so they can see a positive light, they can see a positive way forward rather than a negative way. He understands where perhaps the young man who committed the crime is coming from because of the life he lived himself.
My passion is about young people that are hurting, turning that around and giving them a future, just like I did with mine. That's the mindset you need to deal with your problems. Tell yourself, let's go. We want to reach 100,000 young people by this inspirational speaking that we're doing, because it's called Your Purpose, Your Destiny. And through that talk, it's going to impact young people so hard, because it already has been doing it.
The way his mindset is on life, he's quite motivational, and he's trying to change people for the better.
Coming from a similar background, and I'm looking to go where he went, or even hopefully a step further. He's incredible. He's an incredible man, really and truly. That's why I'm here, because I want to be able to learn from that.
Let it out some more. We can open doors for them. We can get them into apprenticeships. We can start their journey. So you don't have to say, oh, I'm from this area. Nothing's going to work out for me. Yes, it will. You just need to be around the right people, have the right doors open for you. There's an opportunity. Take it. That's what this whole fundraising is all about.
The fact that people are running in his honour and to raise funds to help the situation that unfortunately he lost his life to, I think he'd be very proud of that fact.
Knife crime is definitely soared in London. As a father myself, it's definitely something that if I can take my part and help to stop that, then I want to take part and do as much as I can.
When I feel like I can't go anymore, I just remember Mark's been doing this for so many years. He's still making an impact. So yeah, I kind of just have to persevere and push on.
Blown away, man. We were blown away. To know that nothing that he done from when he was little has been forgotten about. Kiyan left a legacy that shows everybody it's about who you're becoming as an individual, not what you have as an individual that counts at the end of the day.
Well, I'm delighted to say Mark is with me now, and he's just been turning around and looking at this, and it is such an inspiring scene, isn't it?
Even my wife across the line, that's how you're going to look if you run this. I think she's just inspired by all of this marathon running. It's really inspired her.
But you have got runners out there today, and that's really important for you because it's not just about them raising money, it's about raising awareness of this incredible foundation. Just tell me a little bit about when you turned what was obviously grief and anger and frustration into something which is so positive.
Do you know what? It's not something that I could envision. I couldn't see this. I literally was taking one day at a time, and I just had it in my heart that I wanted to reach one kid at a time. I wanted to be a dad to another child and do what me and Tracy done for Kiyan, do that for another child. And it's just grown and grown, where now I've just got this drive and insatiable appetite to just reach more young people. So there's a campaign that began. It's called Your Purpose, Your Destiny, and we want to inspire young people to live their best lives now. We want to create employment opportunities with them. We need as much support as possible from corporates and other individuals, and we want to go around across the UK giving young people opportunities to change their mindset and do what's best for them. We need 150k to raise to reach 100,000 young people.
And stop pointless crime, violent crime, which is totally random so often, isn't it, as well? And your son was the victim of that. And so many parents watching this would think, how, do you have the bravery to do something so positive? For you, the legacy of Kiyan is so important.
No, it's very important because what we're doing is stealing young people's lives and we don't know their future. So they could be our future leaders. They could be our future football stars and boxing stars, and we're taking their lives so early, so we haven't seen what they could have been. I was out there on the streets. If somebody took my life, they would have never met me, a guy that was able to do what I'm doing through this. So I'm trying to show people the results of taking people's lives is not worth it. Young people, put these knives down. There's a great future ahead of you if you focus on what gifts God has given you.
And of course, we heard Les Ferdin there talking about how good a footballer Kiyan was, and Queen's Park Rangers themselves have run with that, haven't they? Renaming the stadium as well.
They set a new precedent, showing other clubs how important it is to deal with issues that are affecting our own community. And QPR stood up and made sure Kiyan's name and legacy was going to be branded forever. It's never going to be forgotten now.
And you've just been so impressed by what you've seen here today. And there was a moment ago where two runners were helping somebody across the line. I feel that you might be just getting your trainers out and running this yourself, I'm sure.
I love that so much because it really demonstrates, as usual, sports always demonstrates what life's about, helping each other to get across your journey and make it. Training, preparing, having the right mindset, finishing what you began. This is what Marathon One is about, and it's a great life lesson.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And, stay here because your runners will be coming across the line very soon.
Excellent. I just want to thank everybody that's donating to the Kiyan Prince Foundation because we are proving that what our model does works. We actually do change young people's lives.
Well, you're doing an amazing job, Mark. Thank you for talking to us. Let's head out because amongst the seas of bobbing heads out there on the streets of London might well be some of those Kiyan Prince runners wearing their distinctive vests. And best of luck to them and all the runners out there. Let's enjoy this.